Hello and welcome back to my ranked team battle series. Today's map is Mines. Let's start by taking a look at the spawns. On Mines, unlike Himmelsdorf, the spawns are in the same positions we are used to. That means in ranked battles, Mines often plays rather similar to skirmish, clan wars or even random battles. Let me point out some important positions. The first one is obviously the hill dominating the central part of the map. From the hill, both teams can spot what the enemy team is doing. Having the hill also allows you to shoot wide areas of the map, making the hill a key component in most strategies. Because of this importance of the hill, most teams will try to secure it at the start of the battle, or at least deny it to the enemy team. This means quite often clashes occur at the start of the battle in the center of the map. The islands are another part of great importance on Mines, since they watch over Cap 2. If you attempt a base capture on 2, you need the islands for covering fire. The defender can hold the lower island to deny Cap 2. Last but not least, the island is also a great place to send your tier 6 light tank and shoot enemies on the middle. A key position connected to the islands is K4. You cannot spot Cap 2 on your own, but you'll get shots. That is why both teams often fight for control over this position. If the defender has the center, you will have trouble getting there alive. If the attacker has the hill on the other hand, the enemy on K4 cannot fall back or will get shot right into his butt. Let's look at the other side of the map. The most common use for the right flank is for the defender to get a tier 6 light behind the attacker and cause damage or at least distraction. The attacker can use the 8 line to attack Cap 1, or more commonly, rush straight into the defender's base once you have control over the hill. The defending team can shoot most of Cap 1 straight from the base. However, the stone will provide cover from a sniper in this position. Unfortunately, a tank at the bottom of the hill will have easy shots. Let me show you how this can be translated into a successful defending strategy. The easiest way to defend Mines is by camping in the south. It is pretty predictable though, good teams may find a way to break you. Alternatively, the defender can play aggressive and go for the hill with a fast setup. We have found another way I want to show you now, utilizing an extremely heavy setup for Mines. Let's go into the replay. We play with 5 IS-3s and a T-32, supported by a T-37 as the only light tank. We compensate for a lack of speed and flexibility by going straight through the middle. An enemy with a lighter setup would struggle to stop that assault, even with the advantage of having the hill. In this game, however, the enemy went for an attack on the west side. We designed our defense specifically to counter that, since this type of attack seems to be increasingly popular. The biggest threat for any middle defense is getting capped on 2. For this reason, we place a T-32 in this hull down position. It is basically impossible to damage from the front. The enemy is left with no choice but to abort his attack on 2.
We fixed the track. Get going.
This is the strength of playing a tactic that is completely out of the ordinary. You can see our enemy has never faced anything like this. He has no idea how to counter us.
Penetration. Enemy armor is hit.
The T-32 completely shuts down any attempt to get the IS-3s on Cap 2.
Penetration.
The lightweights make an attempt to take out the T-32, but with all the support fire from the middle and the T-37 in the back, that is an impossible task, and they will go down one by one.
Enemy armor is hit. Penetration.
Now it is only a matter of cleaning up the remaining heavy tanks to finish this game.
Enemy armor is damaged. Ready to fire. They're knocked out.
I showed you this strategy to showcase what you can do with a little bit of creativity. You don't always have to play standard. Sometimes something strange looking at first can work remarkably well. Let's switch sides and learn how to attack. We have already seen the attack in the west. I want to focus on attacking through the center using the hill. Taking the hill is rather easy if you have a setup with 3 or 4 lightweights. Most defenders won't even contest you. The hard part is what follows. You have to find out as much as possible about the enemy's positions. Your tier 6 can spot the west, while your tanks on the hill should peek at various positions to spot the defenders in the base. The more information you gather, the easier it is to make a decision. Unless you face something completely out of the ordinary, the next move will be attacking either the 1 line or the 8 line. Pick what you think is going to be easier. This should allow you to kill a couple of isolated tanks, with their friends being unable to help. You can also use the caps to increase the pressure. Make sure you do not lose the hill to a counterattack, however. That would be very bad for you. Let's see this in action. We start by sending the T-37 to the island, while the lightweights rush for the hill. The T-32s follow and make their way to the middle, where they can use their strong turrets. The T-37 spots tanks heading for the island and allows our tanks on the hill to score some hits. With the enemy heavy tanks approaching the hill, we now know pretty much all enemy positions. The T-32s work great in hull down positions and keep the heavies at bay. Three of the 4 lightweights drop at the rear of the hill. Be careful to not damage yourself when doing this. The 3 tanks rush down the 8 line, taking a few hits, but reach the enemy base.
One of our tracks is damaged. Track hit. Target acquired.
They push back the lightweight in the base and then proceed to open fire at the tanks at the foot of the hill. Our T-32s don't stay idle and push forward while keeping the rocks between them and the lights on the island. The T-37 in the back and the lightweight on the hill provide additional crossfire. With this tactic we can keep 2 enemies completely out of the fight and overmatch the enemy. When attacking on mines, always try to identify the weak side of the enemy and strike with your fast tanks while keeping the hill and center secure. The attack down the 1 line would work in a similar fashion. With the advantage we gained, cleaning up is easy and we can finish the game in style. Mines is also a good map to use artillery on. The M44 American Tier 6 SPG is the best choice for this. You shoot at rather short distances most of the time, allowing you to score accurate hits with the 240 penetration heat shells. Tune in next time when we talk about steps. If you liked this video, please subscribe to the channel and follow us on Twitch. We would also appreciate your like on Facebook. Thanks for watching.